Hey, it's tier list time. Woohoo! This is a song from Tiger Tiger. This is the most you'll ever get. Here's what we got. Oh, and we have Us for Us. Sis, I think you would love the ending sequence to this game. Later. I don't know how to approach this. Now that we're here, I'm like, huh. How do we want to start? Maybe start with everyone else? There's a message to Snag. Yeah. And I did love that. So real quick, to be clear on the goal of this tier list, this is my list of how much I liked the characters and not anything else. Although, like, certain things will play into it, like gameplay might play into why I like a character, but it's not like it's not a gameplay tier list. But it might play into it, if that is why I liked a character. But these aren't gameplays, these are characters in the story, so let's talk about them, I guess. Is this well invisible? I think it is. This is gonna be irrelevant. You can't read that, but that's okay, because it's irrelevant. We didn't pull these two. And should I rank her? She represents something. I'm not ranking her though. But she does represent something. What was this guy's name again? Let's start from the bottom. What was this guy's name again? Hold on, it was Dougal. Wasn't it? Or was Dougal the mayor? Who was Dougal? Was he the guy? Was he Dougal? I don't know. He was pretty funny. No, I was like, yeah, like Dougal was pretty funny. We're gonna start low with him. He was entertaining though. Emerald. I don't need to talk about him. Let's be real. We're gonna throw down most of these, I think. I almost don't want to rank these two also, because like I know that's gonna change, but I could rank them on their merits in this game. This is also loud. Hold on. It's not pre-stream anymore. I can turn down the music. It's background noise now. Anytime the choir gets to that swell, I become lucid. That like woke me up. Bana, really funny. It's funny that they brought him back as like a real dude. I'm gonna throw him down here for now. This'll change. The thing about these is that they change as they fill out. Once they fill out, we have more of a mold to fit characters into, but you gotta start with something. He was an entertaining, like, recurring low-stakes villain. Except the stakes were pretty high with him. He killed Neil. He almost killed all of us. And he's the reason the robots are around, right? But, you know, low stakes. Not much to talk about. What am I looking at? I can't parse this? Is this nothing? Is this something I'm not supposed to know? This is Obrona? Oh! She can go. I don't care. Below Dougal. She was annoying. Oh, actually, I have a question. So, here's the deal. I know some of these guys you can get in a New Game Plus. Is that real? That's a thing, right? They're like in the pool. What about their blades? Are they anything? Remember how Malos had a blade at the beginning of the game? Didn't he have one? Or was it, who had Sever? Remember Sever? What's his deal? Is he gone? Is he not real? Is he fake? The Queen sucked. You maybe didn't know Brona sucked, but she kind of sucked. Honestly, this is not interesting. Let's just get through all these. This guy was a jerk. But he gave us Zeke. I don't totally buy his redemption. It's like, fine. Whatever. Neil was cool. I liked him. He had spunk, that kid. And we like Lila as well. He's Poppy's sister. This part's not interesting. He was a... Let's get through these. Oh, Fan Lenorn. I don't want to rank them. Honestly. It just doesn't feel right to. I'm gonna put them down here. Not irrelevant, but you know, I don't want to rank them. It feels wrong. Feels mal-informed. Klaus was sick in this game. I was very pleasantly surprised by his role in the story. I'm gonna put him here for now. But that was sick. He might go up or down depending how this shakes up. I didn't expect him to actually kind of be somewhat, like, benevolent. I just thought he would be the final boss again. And I'm very interested to see... I'm gonna guess... obviously nobody tell me. I'm gonna assume he's gonna be back in 3 as well. In some form. And I am curious to see how that shakes out. That's sick. Oh, that stinks, Will. Where was I? Oh, right. Amalthus. How do I feel about this guy? He was good. I think he was resolved too fast. That was my only thing. He was otherwise really strong, I think. Like, as a character in the plot. I think he worked. I just don't know how strongly I feel about him. I might put him over here somewhere. I might come back to that. These guys... don't know. Very cool. I thought they were a very compelling antagonist group as things like went on. At first I was like, oh, they're bad guys. And like, obviously there would be more to it, but I like wasn't crazy about them at first. Isaac is wait. I think the weakest one is probably Petroka. Who I'm gonna put in C somewhere. Probably like here. And then next, I like all 4 of them like more than her, I think. Yeah, Mick sucks for most of the game, and then his final scene puts him above her. I would have had him below her. But he gets this cool moment. I don't think she gets quite like the same sort of deal. The 2 of them are very underdeveloped, I think. Yeah, that's the thing about Amalthus. Like, even that like last sequence was really like his doing. Like, that was all him still, even after he leaves the plot. Even after his exit, his presence is still felt. I think that's pretty cool. And there is like a sympathetic angle that I think works better than some angles like that tend to. Sometimes I'm like, this is like, I don't know, it's presented in a very cinematic and like well done kind of way that I'm like, yeah, I buy this. They tease his backstory like throughout the whole game, which I think works really well. I think if at that like last boss fight he was like, and my mom died, I'd be like, are you for real? All this? But the way they present him very gradually, I think gets you sort of attached to that idea. He's a good air of mystery to him. And you can also... Oh, Jimmy Carter died? Wow. That's wild. That's it though, you know. There's a layer of complexity to him, I think, in his emotional state. I don't know. I think you can tell that he has like regret about what he's doing to some degree. Or maybe that's just how I read him. I don't think he's like totally gone. You know? Yo, the 9-minute song. Holy fuck. I'm gonna put down Mick next. I don't think he's like much better than Petroka, but he gets that moment which like elevates him quite a bit. I might put him like here. I still don't like him that much. He's very annoying. He's the flirt negative. What you gotta know about Zbrag is that he likes the flirt positive. He doesn't like the flirt negative. There's a difference. It's all about respect. And that's what it comes down to. And I didn't like his tone. Now, of the 3 that are left, I know Isaac is panting. Sorry. I did come around on Akos quite a bit, though. He's very effective. And I do like his design quite a bit. I like all these designs. They're all pretty good. I think Mick is the one that I'm the least... He looks like Dance Water Dance. He's the one that I'm least into, though. I think the last stand that Akos and Petroka make is really good. And I think the fact that he was carrying them. He was carrying when they were going to war. I thought that was sick. So I came around on him quite a bit. From annoying punchable guy to annoying punchable guy who's kind of cool. But that's a very effective like antagonist, you know. That's how you want to be. And now Jin and Malos. So here's the deal. I don't think Malos is amazing. I do think Jin is. I think Malos was good. But I don't know, he was missing something. He didn't, like, the last scene there didn't quite hit for me. I was like, alright, dude. You didn't, like, I don't know. I don't think he delivered it enough. But that might be partly his Malos performance, which is hilarious. So that nets him an A on its own. But Jin is genuinely really good. I'm almost inclined to put him in S. I thought he was a very effective foil to Rex. I thought he was, I was like super invested in his backstory. I think from the moment we fought him on the, on that Titan weapon thing, that's when I was like, okay. When the mask came off, right? That's when the mask came off? That's when I started to be like, oh, okay, hold on. He's actually kind of cracked. And I don't know, I think he represents the struggle of the game so well. He really carries the themes. I'm putting him in S. If I feel like putting him back down, I will. But I think I'm putting him in S. We're also going to put a... This is the top 5, by the way. Whoops. And the top 5 is still S tier, but we gotta divvy it up for the sake of the game. And I don't think he's a top 5er. That everyone? Alright, now we get into blades. Do we want to do it like this? I think we do. Do I think any of them are making top 5? Maybe. I could put them in S and then move them up if I have to. Keep you guessing. Oh, wait, this is super important, actually. Before we get into these characters, I need to share something. I need to go way back, and I'm gonna tell you guys. At the beginning of the playthrough, I made a soul read on the cast, and where I thought I would land, okay? This is very important lore. And I'm gonna try to do this with any new game from now on, because I think it's fun. To just, like, if you know the cast, like if they're on the box or something, to be like, alright, I'm gonna like this guy, I'm gonna not like this guy, blah blah blah. So, session 1, I came out of it and I went, hey guys, here's what I think the list is gonna be when we beat the game. Let's see how, like, different it is by the time we get to the end. So I had S rank. I had Zeke, Mithra, Nia. Those are my reads for S. My A rank reads were Rex, Imademo, who is Pandoria, and Poppy. My read for B was Dromio, Dromark, Mornag, because I didn't know her name, and Mornag's Blade. And for C tier, I had Tora. And apparently I didn't list Pyra. I'm just realizing. That's so funny, actually. I don't see Pyra on this list. So funny. So keep that in mind as we go through this. See how much it's changed, if it has at all. Changed isn't the right word, but, you know. See how right I was, or how wrong I was. Those are my gut feelings about the cast. But let's get into rare blades real quick. I'm gonna try to pick some lower ones. I'm not gonna go in order here. I'm just gonna pick who I think goes down low. And we're gonna start with Finch, who I didn't use. So I'm gonna put you in D somewhere. I don't really know where. I didn't really use Finch at all. So I can't really even make a very fair judgment on her. I'm gonna put her like here. Cause Dougal's funny. And who else? Who else goes pretty low here? Electra. I'll put you above Dougal. We at least started your quest. No, come on, she was fine. We didn't do her quest. We didn't do her quest, so there's not much for me to go off of for them. But I think we've used all the rest of these characters to some degree. Or engaged with their content. Yes, we did. And so next... This is a toughie. I put a G on. Famously referred to as the Kibito of this playthrough. Because that's kind of what I assigned him. I thought it would be funny. This was the first song I went and listened to, by the way. When I was getting the soundtrack, I was like, I want to hear this song because we haven't heard it in so long. Where do I put a G on? I don't think any of this is going to look as it looks right now. I don't know. Like here, I guess? I'll put him like here. He was kind of cool. He looks cool. But I don't know. I didn't use him, and he didn't really have much plot to him. But I think it was cool that he's like... I like that he's like Bridget's like brother, kind of. I thought that was kind of cute. Because of the other siblings, but you know. I thought that was kind of cute. That's it though. That's all he's got for him. And I like that. I like his artwork. I like that he's Crom. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I think next is... Oh, okay. Boom. I don't like this. She makes me mad. I think her lines are annoying. And her model looks awful. Her story's kind of sweet, though. Her story is actually a great, it ties into the themes of the game really well, which is nice. I give her points for that. Because there's a lot about, like, death in battle and death in blah, 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 but what about just dying of old age? Like, we got a good look into that, which I think is cool. But I don't like her very much. I think her lines in the Merc mode are really annoying. But I'll give her credit where it's due. Who's next? We got a couple more I could throw down here. Yeah, I think we talked about it. It's some like very prolific manga artist who drew her, and the artwork looks a lot better than the model. The model does not translate well. And it genuinely puts me off of her. It looks like the worst model ever. I think next is... Who is next? I like them all so much. I think next is Newt, who looks really cool, I think. I was stoked when we pulled her. I thought she looked sick. I don't really care much for her quest. It didn't do much for me. I'm putting her here for design alone, though. She's really cool. I like the big arms. I think the glasses look cool on her. I like that she's a katana. A flame katana. That's it, though. There's not much there. Wasn't really a character in the playthrough. Kind of just slapped her quest on at the end. But she did give us the hear me out talk, which was really funny. That's what I'll associate her with. It had nothing to do with her. We were just talking over her quest. Alright, she's made it far enough. I'm putting Dahlia next. I hate this design so much. It's too much. And I thought her quest was very milquetoast. However, I like her philosophy. And I liked that heart-to-heart we did today even. And I think she is funny. I think it's funny that she exists. Pixel. Hey, Dahlia! That's my takeaway from the quest, is that little girl going, Hey, Dahlia! But I don't have much to say about her. I think this is the design people point to when they, like, talk bad about this game. And if this is all you've seen, I don't blame you. It's too much. They were crazy for this one. Why is she like a rabbit, but also Grinch-like? She's like the live-action Grinch. Let's see. Who else? Do I have any more C's? I certainly do. I'm just trying to figure out who. Same artist as Ursula? That's really funny. She's so innocent. I'm looking at 2. I'm looking at 3. I'm just trying to figure out what order to put them in. And then I think we're moving out of C tier, seriously. I actually resonated with many of these. And the ones I didn't resonate with as much, they were at least funny for the playthrough. That's true. We did resonate with each of them. No, definitely not, but I'm just saying I get being like, man. There's character development on here, by the way. There's some real character development on display right now by one of these characters still being here. I think next, I'm gonna throw down Nora. who gave us wonderful content. But we didn't do much with her. I'm gonna put her here. I don't think she tops this. Her quest is delightful and wonderful and really funny. I loved every moment of it. And her heart-to-heart. Funny content. We got her really late into the playthrough, though. I didn't, like, do anything with her. I think she has a kind of cool design, but her outfit's really weird. I think if her outfit was better, she'd look cooler. She's like whole ass out. Okay. Rock. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Pulling one from up there. Rock no talk. Rock pretty funny to bounce off of. But Rock's kind of sucks. I'll put you like here. Funny though. Funny? I think so. I don't have too much to say about Rock though. Rock doesn't have much character. Rock just says, Rock! Very intentional voice crack. Rock! And that's funny. That's comedy. Rock no speak. That was Vandam's Rock. And Rex's Rock goes, Rock! And I think I'm going to give the honor of Topacy, which is a very esteemed spot around these parts. I think I'm going to give the honor of Topacy Actually, no. Hold on. I think there's two more. Yeah, hold on. Aaron. You can go up there. Never forget your roots. The OG Zeke trio of Pandoria Parandagus. You were eventually replaced. I don't think your character amounted to much, and I don't know if you're... I kind of liked her quest. It was really long, though. Without, like, a lot of payoff. But I respect her morals and her sense of duty. I like that about her. But the esteemed honor of Topacy, and this is crazy, this is character development. Guys, I'm giving it to her. Topacy overcame the odds. 10 things I like about you. What a session. Nim week. That's as good as I can give her, though. I think top C is better than bottom of B. If that makes any sense. It's something to remember her by. She was kind of funny in the end. I just don't like her face. Going against the whole I think it's really funny that I played that whole Dunban video and then started doing a tier list where I rank people. What's that? Oh, that's my irrelevant. She looks so cool. Dang it. But now, guys, these are all kind of... I like all these guys now. I like everybody left. I treasure all my connections. Except Finch. Finch wasn't in the video. Even Electra was in the video, because we started that one. I guess we did Finch's heart-to-heart, but that's not... Finch wasn't in the playthrough for all intents and purposes. Too late of a pull. Who is next? We're going into B tier. And now I think I'm happy to start throwing some down. I just needed to get up here. In the B tier, we're gonna put quite a few. Who's first, though? Who's the first to try and the first to die? And I'm not touching main party for the rest of this. Rock was just funny, because Rock is Rock. And Vandom, you get to be up here. But there might be a B tier in here. I'm just not going to touch them yet. I think first I'm going to throw down... maybe Praxis? I really liked her quest. And she's definitely in this tier. Where, though? Here. Not better than the villains. I liked her quest, but I liked Theory's quest even more. I know that's like their quest, their shared quest. But I love I like a make someone smile type deal. And they were sisters. Maybe I'll keep them together, but I'll put her above. But I do think I like Praxis's vibes better. She's kind of stupid. But I think I like Theory better at the end. In the end. Pretty cool. I'm gonna throw down Agate next. She was special to the party. She was Rex's third, but she was in a weird limbo. Thanks to Nia. Thank you, Nia. I liked her quest. I like that she's Lissa. But there wasn't much else there, really. And I didn't actually like using her that much, to be honest. I don't think Axe was very good on Rex. I mean, it might be, but I didn't find it very fun or good. Probably has good synergy with Pyra and Mithra because of Topple. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the animations. They felt kind of slow. I think with Rex I want to be really fast. Save the slow for Zeke, you know? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? So many of these characters that are left, like... don't mean that much to me as characters, but they mean so much in the playthrough. There are quite a few I could just throw down realistically. Yeah, Axe feels awesome on Zeke. With Daggis on him, it was correct. Some of the best synergy in the game, I felt. I think next... Boreas. But I'm gonna put him like here. He crosses the threshold. Because he's a funny little creature. I remember my reaction to pulling him being really funny. I think he was kind of the start of the Morag like mom arc, I think. Which is funny, which is huge. But I didn't like Boreas the character. He's a jerk. Does he seem like an innocent little baby? Maybe. But he's kind of a jerk. He doesn't learn. All he does is eat everything. There was that really funny session where Boreas ate everything, though. That was pretty funny. He ate it all. But Ball wasn't that fun on Morag either. He wasn't that fun to use. So I'll put him there. That feels right. Next, I'm gonna put down... I think next we will do Herald. Well, I'm putting way up here. I'm putting you like here, I think, actually. I don't want to cross this threshold yet. One of my favorite blades to use. Really cool kit. Really cool lore. Really cool design. But I don't know, the quest was kind of short and sweet. A little predictable. I don't know, I don't have much to say. I really like her level 1 special. That was my favorite thing to do with her. That level 1 special, it's like a bunch of zappy orbs. The Morag electric cannon. It's cool. Who else? There's a couple more bees here. See, 3, maybe 4. I'm sure some of these are hilarious to be placing so high. I'm giving this next one to Wee Wee. But Wee Wee, I'm gonna give you the threshold. This is crazy, I'm sure. I'm giving Wee Wee the threshold here, though. You were down here a while ago, but after doing your quest and everything, I feel a little attached to Wee Wee. You're our first blade. You did so much for the playthrough by being named Wee Wee. This is Florin. Wee Wee. You stuck around, you know? And I respect that. I actually really liked his quest. I like that he wants to save the trees. I think that's nice. I think I have like two bees left here. 2 bees left. Do I have 2 bees left? Percival Raw. But it ends there too. He is Raw, but it kind of ends at that. I think he was actually maybe my favorite blade of Morag, just to use. Swapping between Bridget and Percival was a lot of fun. Like, they had great synergy on that like dodge tank build. And I like his level 3 special. And I think his design is really sick and his artwork is really sick. And his quest is pretty cool. But again, he just kind of begins and ends at Ra. That's kind of my thing with him. I don't think I can put him much higher than B. But I do like him a lot. And then I think this last one, are they B? I think they're B tier realistically. But are they? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. It all comes back to Krillin. Fuck it. We're moving into A. And at the bottom of A, I'm putting Cassandra. Because I like what she represents. Side by side, these two is the funniest, cutest image. There is no other driver for her. GDMU. That's it, honestly. And I really like her design. I like the her color palette. And I like her gimmick. I think it's funny. Her quest is a little lacking. But it is funny. I thought her quest would end with her, like, learning some lesson. But no, she just loves the world and everyone in it. And that's fine too. What do we got here? We're moving into A. We're moving into A with these guys left. But I haven't touched the main party. Main party will go back down. I'm just placing all the blades first. It's so funny right now. Next for A, I'm gonna give Gorg. Man showed up really late. But I thought he was really funny. I thought his quest was awesome. I had a lot of fun with him for like 2 sessions straight. So I'm putting him up here. He earned it. Cool design. Cool model. Like, he has some fun animations. And I think if we hadn't pulled Dagus right after him, or whatever we did that time, he would have ended up as one of the Zeke guys, I think. But we also just got Dagus right after him. Dagus Raw. Who else? Next, I'm gonna give... Next might be... Let's see, 2. What order am I putting them in? Godfrey's still on here, guys. And no, I'm not ranking Will. I'm ranking Brudge Godfrey. There's a huge difference. So don't worry, Will. He's not you. He's Brudge Godfrey. Ursula. I realized I was hovering over her and I was like, oh, cat's out of the bag. Ursula's here. What a sweetie. What a tedious quest, though. What an awful quest line. What were they thinking? If I hadn't been streaming this game, it only worked out because I was playing this once a week. What were they thinking? Wonderful, though. Love her. She was, I wish we could have used Nia more, but when she became a blade, it kind of screwed everything up. But I think she was the perfect third character she needed, along with Dromark and, of course, Vale, who was never coming off Nia from the start. Even if she... No, I don't even have to even. And the other one I was looking at, I think, is Sheba, who is absolutely a Zebra character. Wonderful character. Loved her quest. Great synergy. Worth the investment. Every single penny. All 1 million of them. But she taps out here. She's got a bit of an ego. But I think that's funny. I eat that up. Maybe the best final cutscene of a Blade quest. So funny. She made it happen. Hilarious. I really like her design too. The bathtub is hilarious. Wheeling that around. She kicked a Napon into next year. She kicked him into Fire Emblem Awakening. Funny stuff. And I thought the water cannon was actually really cool. Again, classic Zeke Blade. I will say right now that of all the parties, Zeke's one was the one I had the most attachment to. In terms of just pure party comp. I loved the Sheba Dagus Pandoria combo. It just felt so good. It was the most natural, just hit buttons and get something for it. She was the last piece of that equation that we needed. Next. Oh wow. Heavy hitters here. Heavy hitters. Heavy hitters. I think there's two left in A. And there are 3 that I'm putting in S. And I think these next 2 are going over Malos. For what they mean to me. I think next is gonna be... Wolfric. I love this big guy. I think before we started his quest and knew anything about his deal, I assigned him the bit of big lovable monster. I could be wrong. We might have known something about him before I did this, but I think I read him out of the gate as big lovable monster. What is his line when you awaken him? Does he allude to this? Or is it not until you start his quest that you really know? Because immediately I was like, that's what I want him to be. I want him to be big lovable monster. Because we gave him Yum Yum's golden gun, and I thought that was really funny. It's like, what if he was a big lovable monster that reads books with Poppy? And then it happened in game, and I was like, oh, perfect. I'm not even making this up. And yes, he was an essential part of Brudge 12. In that he was the only one trying to hold it together. Because all of them wanted to be Brudge 12. They all wanted to be Brudge 6. And he was like, well, I guess I gotta hold it together, guys. I don't want this thing to fall apart. I'm Brudge 6, I'll pick up sticks. Crazy playthrough. And I also loved... He was one of the few blades in the party that, like, I thought had, like, a relationship with, like, the whole party, kinda. He was best friends with Poppy. They loved the story of Yum Yum. He was Morag's oldest son. Took responsibility for the younger ones. He was a good guy, that Wulfric. And his quest was nice. His quest was hard. Remember, we got walled by it? I think his design is sick. He looks so cool. And he was a mainstay for a while until we really got cooking with Morag's kit and found more blades later on that were just better. But early on, we were running him for a while. There he is, down at the Us for Us. See? And the other one I'm going to put at top of A here is A for Adenine, who was very crucial to the playthrough. Rex's first real blade that we used. He's been around since the start. She was the only mainstay. We did the old lady one. She was the only one that I was like, Rex, this is your blade. Other than, you know, Pyramithra. I was like, this is it. This is the one. This is the only one you really have synergy with here. Treasure her. And though I made fun of her voice line all the time, I thought it was really funny. When she's like, I'll use my brains. No, I haven't decided on top 5. It's gonna happen real time. We'll see where my heart guides me. And she was a solid blade. I don't know how good she is overall, but like I like just having a healer. I don't know. That was nice. Alright, these 3 are S tier. Hilarious characters, wonderful characters, cool characters. What order am I gonna put them in? I think it goes something like this. I'm gonna put them all down. I'll put these 2 up. I really liked these 2. I really liked these 2. Godfrey, really funny character. Stuck around the whole playthrough. Brudge 12. Nia's guys were stealing the show for quite some time. They were the sauce we needed for a little while. These 2 were brother and sister, and they were killing it for a little bit for me. Like, I needed them. I needed crutches early on, before the playthrough really shook out. And they filled that role. However, he sucks as a blade. I did not like using him. Hammer Nia felt like maybe one of the best, one of the worst One of the worst in the game, maybe? I don't know. Does that ring true? She felt bad to me. I did not like the feel of her. Hammer anything is the worst. Yeah, I believe that. I don't think I found a single hammer that I liked using. His quest was pretty cool. His design is insane. He looks like a parody of a shonen protag. That's how I describe him. He looks like a Western parody of a shonen protag. He looks like he's from a gacha game. Oh, that's pretty cool. I guess that makes sense, yeah. Dagus is so cool. I think he's like the coolest of the rare blades that we have here. His quest was awesome. He has a big chair, which is sick. He was maybe pure synergy my favorite blade to driver. Zeke Dagus. I just had a lot of fun with him. They were soulmates. His quest was cool. He goes to slay a monster, not just a monster, like a titan of a monster that sunk his continent. I mean, and he goes up to it. The rest of us are like, I don't know, guys. And he goes, I'm gonna go take it on. And he wins. With us, but like he wasn't scared. And then he laughs at the end. That laugh is so good. And the affinity chart reset, I think, is keto. Again, if I wasn't streaming this and playing it week to week, I would probably be much more annoyed. But I had so much time to like space it out that it didn't really affect me. I thought it was cool. And he's actually like really good. He has one of the best skill sets in the game, I think. Even I could tell that. He just seemed cracked. Cool design. Cool everything. I really liked him. And our girl Vale, who represents a lot of this playthrough, I think. Never forget that this was the JJK playthrough, guys. Did that fall off after a while? Of course, the series ended and it sucked. However, when it started, we were deep in the trenches. And she was very representative of that. But also, I think her design is peak. I love her character. I really liked her quest. And she was the most, like, of all of these characters, right? So I was talking about synergy. And how Dagus and Zeke was my favorite, like, blade to driver combo. In terms of characters that, like, maybe didn't go well together, that I still loved having together, it was Nia and Vale. Nia is her driver to me. And I think she was a really cool... She was the first one that we pulled that I was like, whoa, this is sick. Adenine is a cool design. But I think I liked Vale a little more. And then I think that's all we had for a while was Vale, Adenine, Wee. Also JJK. JJK. Imademo. Yeah. I don't know. We bounced off her through the whole playthrough. And she was good for manga recap every week, which is a very important aspect of any Xenoblade stream is manga recap Sunday. And that's where these two really played a big role. Hey, I think we're ready to go into main party. And for the record, all 3 Poppies are here. I'm only ranking Poppy as a character once. And it's whichever one places the highest. But I'm going to rank the 3... I don't really need to. No, they're all going to go side by side, really. Oh, also, look at this Gramps! Such a funny picture! It's so funny, look at him! This is a hilarious picture of him. I almost want an emote of this. Look at him! Actually, let me put that back. Just to keep it separate from me. Okay. Who goes low here? I think the lowest I'm gonna go... I think the lowest I'm gonna go is B. Do I think that? In the context of this list right now, yes. I don't think anybody's lower than Nim. What do I think? Which song is this? Oh, the intro. Is this the prologue cutscene? How do I rank Numa? Whatever. Do we consider her a 3rd character? What's the consensus? She kind of just seemed like Pyra. Maybe not. How did my girl do? Who's your girl? This might be my favorite battle theme. Vale? Up there. Top 5 is off limits until we're in top 5. So I could put any of these 4 up there. If nobody places above them. But what a sad day it would be if nobody placed above them. So I think we can safely assume that top 5 is somewhere in here. But I haven't touched top 5. I think at the bottom of the barrel here, I see 3. I really think that, like, once the party gets strong, they're strong characters. But I think there are some weak ones. There's a Sharla in this game. Anybody agree with that? There's a Sharla in this game. Just in that they're like, there's nothing wrong with them, but they don't do much for me at any point. And that's gonna be Drillmark. I'm not saying he's at the bottom of the party. He's just the easiest for me to place right now. He's the most Charlotte coded in this game. I will put him like maybe here. I think this works. I like him. He just doesn't go above or beyond. Yeah, he doesn't really get his moments. I do love his little sleepy nighttime cat that he wears in bed. His pajamas. I think that is the most like... that is the most like them trying to do something with him. But it's not enough. But I love his sense of like loyalty and duty. I think that's cool. I love a character like that. You can't really go wrong. He just doesn't get like his moments in the plot or anything. He just kind of exists. I think everybody else does, genuinely, like more than him. Do I think he's the lowest, though, of the party? There's a character on here, there's an elephant in the room. That I'm a little conflicted on. Is he elephant shaped? No, I know exactly where he's going. He might be volleyball shaped. He gave us so much, though. Like him there. I like him here. I like him here. I like him here. He's annoying. But his moments of gold are gold. He is funny sometimes. But he's no Ricky. The Ricky of this game, I want you to be... This is not the Ricky of this game. That would be wrong of you to assume. And it would say a lot about you. There's a Ricky in this game. Well, I was like, you're joking, come on. That's not real. I love saying what if. We gotta do that more. Such a funny thing to do. Now I'm putting Gramps. Who, honestly, Gramps is like shot up at like random points of the playthrough for me. He's kind of funny. This is a good song for this. I don't know where to put him. I really don't know why he exists, to be honest. Is anybody... Listen to me for a sec. I don't know what he's doing in this game, kind of. I mean, he was essential to the end scene. And he was essential to the beginning and the lore. But he's just kind of another guy. I guess he opens up the Sword of the Tomb of Ra. but I feel like that could have just happened. But his role is so funny. Like, the fact that he dies at the beginning and just gets to keep coming with us as this little Scrimblow is kind of funny. And that voice coming out of this little thing is also funny. And I liked the little... It wasn't... I didn't bounce off him that much, but I liked the little bit we had of him making a little home in Rex's helmet. He was building a little house in there that only he could access. And I liked when Zabrag Gramps was proposed a few weeks ago. I thought about it. I really did think about it. And I was like, no, that's too much. But this pose is so funny too. It makes me want to place him higher. It makes me want to merge without looking. I think realistically though, he probably goes like with Dromark somewhere. Maybe like here. Maybe slightly above actually. I think that might be it though for B. Like, I like these guys. I like them. I think a lot of them are only A, though. I don't think there's going to be a lot in S. A lot of them just tap out, kind of. In A tier. First up. I'm gonna group up Nirma when I get to her. I think I'm gonna group her with Pyra, maybe. She reads as Pyra to me. She just reads as Green Pyra. And also we assigned her the name Pyra, so I think that feels right. This song rules. I think this might be... I'll have to listen to the final boss theme again. I think this feels like more of a final boss theme, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to listen to it again. I was in the middle of the heat of battle. But the drop in this song is really good. I think first up is Brigid. Well, I will put right here. Oh, what? We're an S? Whoops. Right, well, that says a lot. Is it all fake? Among these guys? There are matchups. I'm thinking like here works. I think here works. Malice didn't do enough for me. I like her. I didn't think I would. I thought she'd be the most boring one. That was just the read I had on her, I guess. I don't know why. But I think she's really cool. I think her design is cool. I think her character is necessary. Another character who I think really plays well to the themes of this game. I love her little like diary thing and like the questions that raises kind of, and just like the... I don't know. It makes you like think about it. You're like, dang. Like I kind of, you get the plight. I think she's one of the cooler designed, like, story blades out of the party. Maybe the coolest. The fire is just cool. I like blue fire. Blue fire is cool. And her relationships with a lot of the party were really good too. But I still think she like taps out here. I like her moveset a lot too, I should mention. Oh jeez, we're taking a little while on this. Oh, we'll be out of here soon. Next up is... Alright. Yeah, okay. Where's she going? I'll give it to her. I'll throw her a bone. I think she was lower earlier on. But I came around more on her. She's nice. And she's my friend. And she's a gamer. But Pyra... she kind of lacks a little. I don't know how I would describe it. She's missing something for most of the game. But I do think the climax, like everything at the end there, really tugged at my heartstrings still. And I think Mithra's existence does enhance her as like a, you know, just a facet of personality. I think standalone should be a lot weaker. But her relationship with Rex is nice, and she does play off the party really well. And she is nice, but that's it. She's just nice. And like, she's so like overshadowed in battle. And in many other ways by Mithra. This is where she taps out for me. I'll give her top of A. Is that the only A tier left? Do I like the rest of them that much? What does S tier look like? Yeah. Okay. I think that's it for A tier. Yep, Godfrey placed above her. Yep. Whoops. We'll just scoot that under the rug. He complicates so much on this list. What happens here today stays here. And now the rest. I love these guys. This is the cream of the crop. These were the really good characters to me. But how do I place these next two? So there's two that are going down now. Which one do I put above? Yeah. Exactly, Will. Exactly. Pandy and Vandy. I'm just gonna throw them both down. Pandoria is what a treat. I like her a lot. I wish she had more focal moments. But a lot of times she was just kind of peanut gallery. She had her moment where, she and Zeke went over their backstory. And I thought that was a wonderful backstory for the two of them. And I love her design. And I think she's really funny. But I wanted to see more of her, kind of. But she's still S tier because I really like her. I like how I like how she starts with like the foggy glasses. I think that's such a cute little touch. Yeah, she just feels like an extension of Zeke. Whereas I feel like, I mean, a lot of them do sort of feel like that. But Bridget absolutely has her own kind of character and, what would the word be? Just agency, kind of. Just as an example. And of course, like Pyramithra. Dromark, kind of, if Nia's not there, he's not there. But that's not true either. Pandoria, I feel like, is always just around with Zeke, sort of. I just wish she had more. That's all I'm saying. More Pandoria-specific content. You can catch more of her in the Destiny Challenge, also wrapping up today. Yeah. And what is there to say about Weidman Real Guy? I genuinely, even outside of the context of this playthrough, I think he's such like a strong early game guy that sells one of the best scenes in the game. I think he's an awesome like mentor figure. I think he's cool. His voice work is amazing. But then in the context of the playthrough, he kind of saved it for a bit. I don't know what vibes everyone else had, but I was very shaky at the start of this game. I didn't know. I was scared of all the bells and whistles. And I thought I wasn't being entertaining. And he was a big help on that. Just being a funny big guy. With a funny voice. He gave me a couple sessions to get comfy. Before we lost him. And he was huge to the Dunban character arc that we totally wrote into the plot that stuck the landing in an amazing fashion, I think. And I like him, and I think he's cool. And I was watching all his cutscenes back, making that video, and I was like, yeah, he's a cool character. I like a good mentor. They can really enhance your protagonist, and I think he did a good job of that for Rex. I think he kind of, gave him one of his first big character arcs. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 characters here. And they could potentially all, like, one of them is not top 5, but whoever we put down next is not top 5, but the remaining 5 could be top 5. So this is big. This might knock somebody out. Is anybody in? Is anybody still in? Who's still in? I think next... Has I ruled out Rare Blades? I think I have. I think these all place above Veil. But Veil still clocks out at 7. I also think... I think I have a very obvious top 2. I don't think that's going to surprise anybody. So I think once we put down a couple more, it's going to be pretty clear. Honestly, I think I have an obvious top 3, but I could see somebody not getting the third one. There were 2 that were very easily top 2. Like, we don't even have to dance around it. So let's get these next 4 down. I think next up for me is... Mithra. Who... You're in? Let's go. Let's see how far you make it then. If you got the top 5, that's pretty good, I think, even if they're not in order. I thought she'd be higher by the end of this. And it's not really because she did anything wrong. I think I just like the others more. But I thought she'd be like a shoo-in for top 5 by the end of this. I feel like she didn't have... It sounds crazy to say. I feel like she didn't have enough content. I feel like there could have been more of her, even though there was a lot of her. I don't know. As, you know, compared to Pyra, I feel like she could have had more presence in the actual, like, cutscenes and all that. However, in battle, most fun blade in the game. That I've experienced, at least. Push buttons. The character. Double spinning edge for days. I mean, come on. It breaks the game. Like, everything you've learned up until that point, throw it all out the window. Push buttons. It's intoxicating. Yeah, I keep forgetting, like, I shouldn't be forgetting this, but I keep forgetting that she is in Torna. I keep thinking of all the other characters that we're going to get more content of. Of course she's in it. Like, we're going to get more of her. So that's cool. But yeah, absolutely game-breaking. I will say about Numa, design-wise, she's my favorite of the 3. I think she looks really cool. I love this design. Really cool color palette. I think she takes the best aspects of both designs. But I consider her as a character more Pyra aligned. And she's just a cool concept also. Did I say this? I knew about Numa coming into the game. And I also knew about Blade Nia. But I don't think that necessarily ruined anything for me. Like, the reveals were still cool. Those are the only things I knew coming into the game. And obviously that who the party was. Like, I knew all these characters to see. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much to say about Mithra. Other than I thought she'd be up here, but no. Now, we're here. Top 5. I'm certain. So I'm just gonna put you down here for a sec. What's the order? Well, I was gonna say today might have changed it, but I don't think it did. I think it was already kind of set in stone. Yeah. So at 5th place, I'm putting Nia. Who I think I kind of went back and forth on for a lot of the game. I thought she was kind of not that fun at the start of the game. Like, as a character. Which had me sad because I really wanted to like her. But as the game went on, she really did come into her own. And I did end up liking her quite a bit by the end. But not to the degree I thought I would. I definitely thought she'd be like one of my favorites. Just based on like what little I knew about her personality. But I think I think everything that happens in the tomb, you know, Dawn! The song rolls. I think everything that happened in there is really good and is a really compelling character moment. And my favorite part of that, actually, I put it in the Dunban video. My favorite like frame of that is, it's a hilarious line, and I know it's funny to clown on. When Rex says he loves her and all you guys. I like how she just laughs at that. I think that's really sweet. I love when a character just like laughs at something. It's so nice. But that whole scene's really cool. The game froze. Remember that? I was really scared it was going to happen again at some point in the playthrough. And I guess it did when it crashed that one time. But I was worried it was going to happen like in the finale. From then going forward, I was like, I just know in a couple weeks when we get to the end of the game, it's going to freeze in the final cutscene. I just know it's going to happen. It didn't happen. Thank goodness. Funny moment, though. She has some of the best voice lines in the game. I knew that coming in. I have heard many of them before. From the gang. And you know what? You're right. They are pretty funny. They're definitely the ones that stand out the most in my mind. That's pretty cool, though. I'm looking forward to Torna quite a bit. And I will just say in a very vague way, I'm looking forward to more from later games in the series, maybe, to explore certain things. That's all. Certain unresolved plot points, maybe, that may come up. I definitely have questions. But that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Alright, here we are. This is maybe the toughest choice, actually. Of all the choices we've made so far, this spot right here, 4 and 3, are my toughest choices. Especially after today, actually. I genuinely think a character made a last bid that might have pushed them just a little. Just enough. But I don't know. Do I think? I'm trying to think like a year from now. How am I going to look back on this game? Who's going to be my number 3 when I look back on it? I think he clutched it out in the end. I think he clutched it out. Shoot, do I think this? I think he clutched it out. I think he did it. I will tell you before today, I think it was a very easy shoo-in, this. But I think he clutched it out. He really sold me. He really grew into his hero shoes. I think he stuck a beautiful landing. There were multiple scenes today that I was just like, man, he's pretty good. I think he's great. I think he is like... How... Hold on, let me talk about Morag first. We'll give you your celebration in a minute. I do want to talk about her. She was my number 3 for quite some time. I think she's so cool. She might be the coolest character in the game. Just on pure aura. I went into this thinking I wouldn't really care that much. I thought I'd be like, hey, cool character, and that's it. No, I actually really liked her. She had so many good moments, like, in the plot. And she was very much my 3rd favorite character to just, like, do bits with. Right after the 2 obvious 1 and 2. Yeah, I love her voice acting. I think her name is cool. Morag Ladair. She's so many titles. She's very cool. She's fun to play as. There's so many cutscenes where she just looks cool. She just strikes a pose, and I'm like, yes, that's my queen. But I think Rex just edged her out today. Like, the most last bit I've ever seen. But I enjoy her a lot. I think her relationship with Bridget is like a really nice Blade Driver relationship. DDMU. I think as a whole, I loved the blades we pulled for her. They all felt real. All of her blades are her blades in my mind. She is Wolfric's canonical owner, the Boreas, Cassandra, the canon. They're all hers. We got good rolls on her. Just for our little fun. Rex. What a journey. He really is, like, I don't... How would I put this? I stand by initial reads on him. Like, I knew he would come into being good, but I really think you're supposed to be like, he is like a little dork at the beginning of the game. I think you just have to trust the vision with him. And I think it's intentional. He's very clear. He's just, I mean, he's not a fighter or whatever. Like, he just gets thrust into this. He very much doesn't know what he's doing. He is just pure of heart and wants to help. I think that's wonderful. He has, like, such an innocent, like, pure personality that comes through and shines in so many scenes. I think that's what makes him very strong as a character. They're not afraid to have him mess up. He messes up so many times. But it works really well. Like, he basically gets Vandam killed. Kind of. I mean, it was probably going to happen anyway. Somebody was dying there. But, like, you know, it's framed in a way where, like, his pig-headedness kind of, or his, how'd I put it? His naivety, even, kind of, like, gets everybody into trouble. And then when he lets Pyra down and he's ready to quit and everybody has to kind of bring him back, I think scenes like that are great for him. It just shows that he's just like, he's just a boy. He's not cut out for this. But he rises to the task. And his philosophy is wonderful. And he views the world in such a simple way. But it's a nice, simple way. It's the same kind of reason that I like Luffy, even. I think there's some similarities. He has that, like, that pure worldview. Very black and white. And, I don't know. I think that sells me on a character. I love when a character is like that. It's all One Piece. I mean, that's just, like, the first one that pops to mind for me. Because it's so central to my mantra. But he has that kind of personality and charisma that I like. And he had so many all-timer lines in this last session. Him wanting to punch Mallows and take him out for a drink. Come on! That rules! And the whole goodbye I think was so well done. That was so emotional. I felt it. You feel his sadness. I think that's important too. When he's at his low point, it feels real. It's sold very well. It's very human. He's crying. He's like broken. He's not just like... He doesn't just have like a, what do they call it? Heroic blue screen of death. It's not just that. He's not like blank and sad. He's very emotive. And I love that. And that whole sequence with him fighting the party in his mind or whatever. I think that all really landed for me. So good for him. Good on you, buddy. Well done. And he says no shot, guys. That was the only bit. He was bitless. Rex was nothing in the playthrough. And that's all. And you can still have a banger. And you can still have a banger time. That's what I learned from Xenoblade 2. Now. Who's number 1 and who's number 2? It was very obviously these two. I mean, I don't think I kept... That was the worst kept secret in history. It was very clear. I loved these two. Wonderful characters. Amazing characters. I love them. I kiss them. We'll talk after the show. No. Number 1 and number 2. Well... I think normally, when it comes down to these two archetypes of character, there is one that I always put first. However, I think this game finally... I think we finally flipped the status quo. I think we finally flipped the status quo. And I'm putting Zeke at number 2 and Poppy at number 1. Oh, I dropped her. Poppy is the best character in this game. You win? Ah! Let's go, bruh. I think in a lot of other games, this is usually how it goes. Because Zeke is extremely zebra-coated. The easiest read of all time. I would have been so disappointed had he not been. It was the freest thing. It was the freest ever. He would have had to have fumbled so bad to not be one of my favorites. Everything in his DNA screams zebra. He is theatrical. He's silly. He is... bombastic, and he's actually genuinely cool. He has it all. Poppy, Zeke, Nia, Rex, Morag. That's pretty solid. Well done. Unless somebody had it exactly, I'm definitely giving you the win on that. That's awesome. I love that Nitram takes part every time. I always enjoy it. Even when he like admits he's like, I have no clue. It's like, that's great. I love that. Throw what you know. But I think Zeke is also just really compelling. He has some of the best scenes in the game, I think. I'm gonna boil down for you the essence of a zebra guy, okay? It's this kind of. He's silly and loud and funny. However, he's genuinely cool and is able to have like the real talk, like cool scenes. That's everything you need. And he has it all. He has some of the best content in the game. I love that he is a rival boss fight for a while. I love a good rival boss. I think that's a trope I love in RPGs, is like a recurring boss. I think that always lands really well for me, especially when they join the party later, which obviously I knew he would going into this, but sometimes it's a surprise. And his voice performance is awesome, and he is the most fun voice for me to do in this game, the same way I loved doing Dunban's voice in the first game. And he's fun in battle. And I don't know, that's it. And one other thing I want to point out. I don't know what to make it, but I really want a Zeke emote. So I'm going to be thinking about that. It'll appear. It'll show up at some point. I usually keep these things secret. But when I don't have an idea, I usually come out and just say it. Like, sometimes I just want a character to be an emote, and I don't have an idea. I don't have one for him at the moment. But stay tuned. Maybe he'll show up someday. That's all I'll say on that. And Poppy is wonderful and the best, and genuinely and really and truly, I think, the best character in this game. And I think that Poppy is the Ricky of this game. In that, she is the heart of the party. The same way Ricky is. And she has those scenes she has the Ricky's kindness scene of the game, I think. With Mithra. I think that is that scene of this game. And they really came so back around on that and broke my heart. Oh, and she's wonderful. And I want her to succeed in life. And thanks, Tora, I guess. And as far as her other forms, I actually love this design. I'm just ranking them next to each other. This isn't like, I think Cutie Pie is really cool. And I think even QT is cool. They're all just really good designs, I think. And I think her concept is really cool. I think her role in the story is actually pretty cool. It's not quite like in line with the themes of the game, but it kind of plays with the idea of like, what is life, kind of? Don't end yet. What's up, Sis? Just the idea of like an artificial blade is very cool. And I think from a gameplay perspective, she's also very cool. I mean, the Poppy swap mechanic is so involved. And more power to you if you engaged with it to some insane degree. I think I lightly engaged with it. I don't think I heavily did. But I didn't, like, not touch it. I definitely customized her. I just didn't get into, like, the insane, like, build the best character in the game sort of stuff. But I think that's really cool if that's something you want to do. I think it's cool that that's an option. I don't know, she was always funny. Pleasure to have in class. She was so inquisitive. Oh. Wonderful. I don't know if I have much more to say. Oh, Dunban. Oh god, he's not very visible, is he? Make no mistake, guys. Very important part of this playthrough. He was such an important part of this playthrough. That was a stream 1 bit, yes. He's been here since the start. He had an entire character arc that progressed so naturally and tied together with a neat bow today. Ooh, what'd you have, sis? And genuinely, oh, let's see, Zeke, Poppy, Jin, Nia, Rex. Did he become Raw? Yeah, we were just talking about it, sis. He actually he grew into his hero shoes in a crazy way. I really think he's like an awesome character now. He had a line that you would have loved, I'm sure. Poppy number 1 says, the gray guy is Jin. This is Jin. This is Malice. Dunban was actually... It's so funny. Dunban from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was so important to the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playthrough. And then he gave me a crutch, but he also gave me a genuine, like... He gave me a genuine storyline to build. An entirely out-of-the-game storyline for me to write. And I think that was an essence of flavor to this playthrough for me. And maybe he'll be back in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Right behind them. But that's all I got. It's 6 o'clock. We're overtime. We're through. We're done. How did Fan do? Sis, I decided not to rank her. We have a whole DLC expansion to deal with her. It'll be more honest at that point. I'm sure she'll do wonderful. Great list, amazing playthrough. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all. Thank you so much to everybody who joined for this. It was a blast. The dominoes are falling. The gears are turning. The first of the 3 titans to fall. God, bridge. Final stream of 2024, I didn't even realize. Next week, I think next week, unless I take a week off. No, stay tuned. Next week, I think we're going to start Torna. And that's it. I don't know. I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm hoping we get over a month out of it. Does that sound right? I'm hoping we get over a month, under 2. That's the sweet spot I want to hit with it. Over a month, under 2. 30 hours? Yeah, that sounds... Yeah. I think we can do that. Sometime in February, I want to be done with it. So look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining. Throughout the whole playthrough, we had a lot of people come through. I know the game has a very passionate fan base, and I appreciate everybody who stopped in and hung out and just chilled and had a good time. It was a fun experience. I've never really gotten that with another game. Usually it's just maybe someone every now and then, but I don't know. A very, very active and engaged playthrough, which I thought was very fun. So thank you for that. I'm gonna miss these guys. I'm gonna miss Poppy and Zeke. Hey, I'll see you guys. Have a good week. No stream Tuesday. Happy New Year. And I'll be back on Friday. Later, later.